Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Soul and Grace podcast. Hello, how are you? Welcome back. It's been a little hot minute, but we're just gonna go ahead and hop in and continue where we left off. How you doing, love? Hopefully good. Ready to wrap 2025 up and move on to the next and the best things that are waiting for us in 2026. I was gone for November, but December, I'm actually super excited because it's like we still have like a few more holidays to get through, but it's simply the end of the year. On to the next. So we are focusing on bigger and better things. And in light of being focused on bigger and better things, we are celebrating. There are a lot of things that I wanted to talk about, a lot of wellness and well-being focused things that I wanted to talk about. And even though I have been on this 10-year journey of living a healthier lifestyle, I finally took the steps and I have finished 2 certifications for wellness coaching and nutrition coaching, nutrition coaching. And I'm just so happy. I just wanted to come on and celebrate and share with my listeners and future listeners. Your girl is doing everything behind the scenes to ensure that I'm just not another woman with a mic, because I care about y'all, and I also care about me. I've mentioned that I've been on this journey for the longest, and it's always been about me. I don't know why I questioned it before. Here's to really taking the next steps to solidify my worth in my mind, I guess, but whatever, I'm certified. And this is really just the beginning, because you can never stop growing and learning, and there's just so much that is still to come in the wellness world. Celebration. This is such a cute little cupcake because it's actually a pie. I got it from Whole Foods. It was the last one. I said, I'm not a last one person. I am not a first item person or last item person. I need to get it from the middle because people haven't picked around it. But I got this because it was so cute. And it's like, I deserve this. First of all, I want to thank me. But anywho, back to regular schedule. Oh, candle wax. Kind of tastes like it got a little extra brown sugar or something in there. I will be enjoying that later or another time. Anywho, I wanted to do a catch-up episode because it's been a minute and it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you living life and practicing what I preach. So back, better, recharged, and yeah. I promised myself I wouldn't just declare things anymore. It's just really just doing it. Let's just show me, I'm just letting the universe show me how good things can get. But we are at a good spot. Again, it's the end of the year. Back in October, I had not even a lot of things, but I was being present in some other areas of my life. And that rolled into November and blah, blah, blah. Here we are in December, baby. Happy December. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the show. It's been a minute. Y'all ready for a self-love card? I know it's been a minute because, baby, I ain't had the time to pull a self-love card. So have you? Actually, let's go present, because as I just kind of blurted out myself, while I've had the time to practice things, it's more been a lot of awakenings and putting things into action. So I am ready to walk into the next year because I've been gathering myself and the things and people around me. So level 2, present. Let's see what the question is. What about you is easy to love? Probably my personality. While it's easy to love, it's definitely easy for a lot of people to hate too, because there's a piece about myself that I'm now, as a 30-year-old, come to peace with. And I'm realizing it's my superpower. And that is my energy and personality. I think my personality is easy to love because I can easily show people that, not just through my actions, that I am actually a good person. And I'm here for a good time, not a bad one or a long one. Nothing's ever that serious. Anywho, let's get the notes pulled up. Oh my God. Coming back from certain breaks, even though I'm not a big show now, it's always so refreshing and just heartwarming because this is something I really love to do. Let's go ahead and get into the show today. Oh, do I have a gotta have it? Not necessarily. Today we are going to talk about something that I feel is just super important, and as someone that is currently going through this phase of practicing what I preach and also just being overly aware right now, and with the holidays right around the corner, if you have not or are not already dealing with some type of family holiday madness, friendship holiday madness stuff, it's the most wonderful time of the year where those things start to abrupt, right? And become more present in our lives and friendships and daily interactions, and just with the way, not even just the way of the world, but the weight of the world. Right now, a lot of us are out of our minds, completely out of our minds. So today I just wanted to talk about going no contact. Going no contact. And Soul Search today, I just wanted to remind you that it is completely okay to separate yourself from things, people's ideas, whatever, that do not suit you and where you want to be. Unfortunately, sometimes that applies to our families and our closest friends, and that is the hardest thing to process, right? Going no contact isn't a punishment, right? It is simply protection, because not only are you protecting yourself, you are protecting the other person, because a lot of times family members and people that we love, they love us and we love them, but they love to move on past things without hashing them out or really like coming to any positive point and healing point when it comes to whatever it is. Holidays come around and everyone feels obligated to show up and perform when we already know we haven't performed for weeks, months, whenever, but all of a sudden, in the name of Jesus Christ and Christmas, now I love you and I gotta pretend like that you're at my house or that you've come to wherever my sanctuary or my safe spaces, and I will have to welcome that trauma in or walk into that trauma knowing that it's about to be a mess. We don't have to do that no more. Because you avoid them does not mean you're punishing them again. You are protecting them. And when it is time to heal and come back together, it will be done. But it won't be done over Thanksgiving. It won't be done for the 4th of July or at these dates that we've put so much energy and thought into for the sake of performing for our families that really stresses us out most of the time. Like, awareness is such a interesting thing. I tell you that, and I could go on and on about that, but let me just stay on track. Okay? Because it is truly emotionally draining. On today's episode, I wanted to catch up and then focus on why setting boundaries and going no contact can actually give you freedom, peace, and help you really enjoy the holidays, whatever holiday that is that you celebrate. Let's hop into Soul Search and discuss the benefits of no contact during the holidays. Number 1, peace of mind. When we remove toxic interactions from our life, you feel good. You feel really, really good. It reduces anxiety and mind clutter. The mind clutter of trying to almost envision what the interactions are going to be, think about what your responses are going to be, all of these things that are really driving you crazy and making you overly anxious. No, in the last, it's so crazy to say, but like literally in the last 10 years, it's been more of a common subject. I'm sure it's just like with this generation, like if you are 25 to 35 right now, you've been a part of this conversation and you probably have your own real life examples of why you do not talk to your mama during Christmas or whatever. As a repetitive taking a break, taking space away from my mama person, I totally understand, but it's not fair to us. It's not fair to you, and just with that wave of like being ready to be on go and have a response and a retaliation when your mom, your aunt, somebody asks you why your husband left you, or why you don't have a husband, why you don't have a baby, all of these things. Instead of thinking and trying to plan on how you're going to tell this person off, just don't go. Just don't participate. Just ignore them. Because sometimes the silence speaks so much louder than the words, even though the words speak good and it do feel good. And it is completely healthy to tell people about themselves. I am a avid believer in telling people about themselves. There is a way to talk to people, especially other adults. Sometimes writing it out in a letter or email or something, I've seen it works. If you can't do it or communicate like an adult with another adult, opt for other ways to let them know how you feel, for sure. Because you don't go embarrass yourself and show the emotion and let them see you weak. The guilt tripping, being misunderstood, all the things that can happen will happen. Number 2, space for self-love and reflection. Now, not all of us are sitting at home alone trying to really heal and reflect on all of those things, but there is something about protecting your space and the little positive energy that your space might have despite you going through a lot of things inside. I don't know if there's any science behind it, but I can just imagine, especially as a homebody, your home does something to you and for your heart. Emphasizing using that time to focus on your everyday life, your routine, bettering your routine and your self-care rituals and all of those things. Maybe even your spiritual practices if you are a spiritual girly of some sort. Maybe going and go see your family this season just doesn't work out because it does affect your wellness routine that keeps you sane, that brings sanity to your everyday life. If that's the case, don't try to overdo it. That's something else I've learned as well. I'm currently going through it right now, trying to decide if I should go back to Dallas to visit family for the holidays. I really want to spend Christmas with my little cousins and give my son the opportunity to have that experience with his cousins. I'm also just not really wanting to deal with what comes with holiday travel. Yeah, it's just like we could go in January and still have a great time, still spend quality time and do all the things, but at the same time, I don't have to be stressed about it. I don't have to put too much thought into it if I know that the trip is already going to be, or already start off a little overwhelming, because I don't know, I've never really traveled during the holidays besides like a 4th of July maybe, but my best friend a few years ago, she was visiting me and it like iced over or something, but we took her to the airport, I kid you not, like 4 times because her flights got delayed so many times, and then she was trying to go back home. Ended up spending Christmas with us, which was fine. It was just like, ugh. I always think about that when I think of holiday travel, so I really just want to avoid that. Going no contact allows women to direct their energy where it truly matters. Sometimes that means by protecting your space and routine, activities, and things that support your everyday well-being. Next, for number 3, is modeling healthy boundaries. Choosing no contact shows yourself and others that boundaries are not selfish, they are damn essential, because again, it's essential to my well-being. I think that's just self-explanatory. And if you're new here, I'm going to be looking down because I take notes and I plan out my shows and have a very specific outline for today's episode. So little time, so I'm challenging myself. If this episode does not go as planned, my next week's episode has been pre-recorded, and it is about how convenience is ruining our lives. I know that is a good one, but we're just coming back. We a little rusty, but we're getting back in here. Another thing about those healthy boundaries is you teach the people around you how to treat you respectfully. Although at first, like I see it with my family all the time, even though they have smart ass mouths sometimes, and they'll, if they get upset, the first thing they'll do is bring up my boundaries. People are like that too. A lot of the people that I realized were like that, if you realize you haven't heard from me, you were silently cut off and we have no contact anymore, because I've realized people say like the littlest things and they are being funny. you think it's funny. You take me as a joke. Actually, I realize that when it's like, oh, you're a little bougie, blah, 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 because it's not even disrespectfully. You're just like letting them know your boundary essentially is what it is. But you've mentioned like, oh, I can't be available for this because I have this. You've let them know the walls that provide structure to your pyramid, and they might not have that and they cannot relate to that, so they do not understand. So they think it's kind of funny to make little snarky jokes about it. But 2025, I recognize who and what y'all are doing, and you are no longer in my life. Hello. And then you teach people how to treat you by doing that. And treating people, nobody really tells you have to teach people how to treat you. I've recognized that as a mother now as well. Because there's always been I don't know everything. I don't want to know everything. I always want to be expanding my brain cells and learning more, finding out more, having more questions. I never want to stop being curious about life in the world. One thing I want to touch on before we hop into Queen and close out the show. This year, I realized for like those boundaries, this year was hard a little bit because I haven't really had many family members come, like as in my mom and my sisters, because I realized coming out of a pandemic, right, where nobody could visit me, I actually was really no contact with my mom prior to having my son. That was 4 years ago. So it's just been she knows and I know when and where. I at least go no contact with her a couple of days out of a week for my own sanity. One of the things I realized in 2024 and 2025 is I really do not enjoy hosting, but I do not enjoy hosting because I essentially am a single parent or do single parenting with my partner, of course, but because we don't have like the aunt, the grandma, whatever local, like the family support, we are single parents. That is a lot of providing and taking care of people. I'm also a doula. Now I'm about to start, doing this wellness coach thing. So I spend a lot of energy giving to people. And even with my friends, I realize that I'm always super hype at the beginning of the year to talk about and discuss having people over. But I'm like, I really just enjoy going to do stuff and then leaving and then going back home. I know that may or may not work for a lot of people I meet in the future in my life, but it will work for whoever is right for me and right for my world. Just right now, while I don't have that and I do a lot of pouring into others, I realize I don't want anyone to come to me unless they are, or to stay in my place unless they are coming with the intentions of, hey, we understand your situation. We come to help a little bit. There's not much people got to do, but when my family be coming, they be wanting to be kept, well kept, and we do that. And chauffeur and do all of this. That's how I show up already, even when they're not here. Realizing that majority of the trip, first couple of days are fine. By the end, last couple of days, I'm like, oh, I'm ready for you to go home because I need to get my house back, get myself back. I realize that I don't want to function like that. I let them know, I let them know, hey, the boundary I have to put up is I need for y'all to stay at a hotel so that I don't feel like I have to do this. And if you want to be on vacation, I need you to stay at a hotel. I'll come, we'll do stuff, whatever. But if you just want to be on vacation and you don't want me to even consider that you may help me, just do a hotel, even get you a rental car. Some of these concepts are super new because for me, my mom, them don't have had money, middle class family, but that was the last thing. It's always been travel with your car, do whatever, blah, blah, blah. Now the newer generation, we're we're gonna rent a car, get a hotel. We don't have to stay with people. I've recognized that's not everyone's way, but that's kind of like a boundary for me. I need that so that I still have the excitement to have your company. That's what I need. I just wanted to share that because 2025 was that for me. Setting the boundaries and not just only having the awareness, but changing all the things, not just the things that I want to pick and choose to work on. I had to change a lot of stuff. I had to change and become more strict about a lot of things. And it's just got me super excited walking into 2026. So let's go ahead and hop into Queen. As we walk into Queen, I just want to be the reminder that choosing peace doesn't make you the Grinch of your life, of your family, of this moment, of this year. I absolutely hate like how we're find all the whatever buzzwords you want, but we'll dictate that over our life. It's simply like you have the right to change your mind and change your life. You have the right to change your mind and your life. Quite honestly, it's best that you are constantly doing that. Maybe not every day. That's a little confusing to you and your nervous system, but over time, okay? How to approach no contact positively. Because remember, it's supposed to be super empowering. This should make you feel bad. It's not a punishment. And the 3 tips I wanted to give you were: decide the length and the scope of your no contact period. Decide your why. Figure out what you want to say if you got something to say. Sometimes you might even just have to share with those people too, like, hey, I just need the space. My Black and brown people, our families do not understand that. Some of us are lucky to have parents and family members that are on that wave, but it's a small wave of people. Just hang in there, because I know a lot of them don't understand it. I've told my grandma before, like, hey, I need you to call me too sometime, because I'll be going through it too a little bit. Just like, oh, okay, I'll see you when I see you. It's wild, absolutely wild. But 2, communicate gently if needed. I just touched on that. 3, my timer going off. 3, focus on the activities and people who bring you joy. Sometimes that's yourself. In the season of discovery and self-discovery, most importantly, sometimes that's going to be by yourself. That doesn't mean you have to spend all the time by yourself. If it's some holiday lights that you want to go see or some events that you want to go to, don't be afraid to go by yourself, because those events and interactions that happen on those solo outings are going to either make or break your journey moving forward. Focus on the things that bring you joy this season. Also, add some new things. I know we shouldn't be supporting these big corporations and all of that, but go into a Hobby Lobby or Michael's and go get you like a little diorama or something, some little gingerbread people, a little snowflake or something to decorate and like separate yourself, so at least you could do that. Holiday season is a lot of family and friend time for some of us, or it's a lot of yearning for that company. So find you something to be busy with this season that brings you joy and it's super new. I always recommend arts and crafts because I'm a creative, and normally art is scientifically proven to raise your serotonin levels. So go ahead and go get that snowflake, put some little glitter on it, whatever glitter you want. A red snowflake, do that. Green, purple, orange, do that. Try something that makes a spark in your brain and also your heart. The holiday season can be super joyful. Doesn't have to be lonely. Doesn't have to be depressing. Also, slow down. You can get gifts for people anytime. You actually can buy a roll of wrapping paper and a bow and a box and get wrapping like all of these things. You are welcome to gift people 365 days a year, not just for the special occasions, okay? So be joyful all the time. Now I'm running out of time, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up. But this season, give yourself permission to prioritize you. If you're new here, this is a show all about becoming you, returning to you, dating you, falling in love with you, being mad at you, confronting you, fighting you, just returning to you, the soul of who you are, acknowledging and appreciating every step change in person that you meet in yourself along the way, because that's what it requires. So much grace for every single version of yourself you will meet along the way. Yeah, reflect on who or what drains you too. That's super big. If you feeling a certain way about family, friends, whatever, don't look over that. Don't skip past that. Consider it, step away and reflect on that. See how it makes you feel, how it makes them feel. Do they respond? Reach out. Do you feel like you need to respond, reach out, and heal with them or without them? See what peace it brings. But don't stop living while trying to figure all of that stuff out, okay? A little distance might not be that bad this season. Next year, a whole year, whatever works for you. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this episode, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Soul and Grace podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you next week, okay? Bye! And happy December again. Child, did I introduce myself? I'm Danielle. I'm Dan. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Soul and Grace podcast. I'm your host, Danielle. See you next week.